All right, so we're live now, and I just wanted to say, Michael, thank you. I really appreciate you joining me. This is my version of D.L. Smith and Nice. This is my platform to where I'm really just trying to share with the audience as far as my call, my purpose is for us trying to help people and get people in position for success. And I know, we've been working together for a little while now, and I know you have your own experience as far as things that you can share with people because I think your testimony and your story is very, very powerful. And I'm always trying to, especially young men, I'm always trying to get young men to share their stories because we all have some stories that are in common and some of the challenges that we face. And so I just want to say thank you because you make my day and you give and bring me joy to being able to help young men such as yourself, especially with those who I see a lot of potential in, and sometimes they just need a helping hand or a boost. So I just want to say thank you for trusting in me and trusting in me to look out for you and try to position you in the best possible position to be successful. So I just want to say thank you for trusting in me in that way. And
Yes,
so
sir. And I
before
feel I feel likewise too because coming from my background and just being of a young man of ethnic community, all we look for sometimes is just somebody to just believe in us. You know what I mean? Just give us a small shot. You know what I mean? So
And with
I'm
that, with that, Michael, that's kind of what I really wanted to kind of segue into at first. I just want to, briefly just share kind of your journey. You don't have to go into much detail in some of the challenges or hurdles that you faced prior to, us, connecting and having and
yes, sir.
establishing our relationship and rapport. Just kind of briefly, just kind of share with the audience, really kind of some of the
I
things that you dealt with.
I come from a single parent household. Big family. I had big cousins doing things, you know what I mean? I ran with them, trying to be a young knucklehead, keeping up with my big cousins, and my my surroundings of my community took the best of me. I was young, and I felt like the things that I was seeing around me was the things that I had to do. But now that I'm a grown man, I understand that a lot of the choices that I made wasn't right. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And now that I'm grown, married with kids, I'm trying to correct some of those mistakes that I made. Some some things can't be corrected because the damage been done, but some things, as far as like working hard and becoming a father, becoming a husband, um, just getting up every day and put my best foot forward. Those are the things that I can control, and those are the things that I can change to make sure when I run into another young man that I can have familiarity with, or that I have some common things with when I talk to them. I can be able to guide them so they won't have to take a lot of the steps and the things that I done. I can just say, hey, I see what route you're going. I done X, Y, and Z that you could do this right here, and this gonna get you farther than that right there. So that's where I'm at right now in life, man. Just trusting in God and leaning on God. You know what I mean? Because I took a lot of years of feeling like me and myself and the things that I'm doing gonna change where I'm going and what I got going, but I can't do it without God. And I can't do it without a strong foundation of men like such as yourself around me to help me pull on y'all bootstraps and pull on y'all shirt and pull myself up to the next level.
Man, that's powerful because I always have to put, God first in everything I do. And I don't say that lightly, and that's just not a cliche. Because I just remember times in which I was down on my luck and I had to find myself and
Mm-hmm.
and I was entrusting in everything else around me, thinking that, just being a man that I can just do it on my own. And
Right.
every time I put trust elsewhere instead of where it should be, I
Mm-hmm.
always fell short. And so and so I truly understand exactly when you say when you put God first in everything you do, it it always seems to find a way to work in your favor. And so
Right.
so yeah, I greatly appreciate that. So let's just talk about Mike just from the time in which we met and the conversation that we started having, and because I will hope that our conversation was somewhat different than what you would normally have with people, but just kind of share some
I,
insight
I
as far as.
I can't lie. When I first met you, you walked up. You got a strong personality like me, and a lot of people think it's strong, but it's just coming from where we come from, man, and being in the places that we be like around other folk. You have to have some type of confidence about yourself, and that's what I liked about you, like, and just you talking to me, and just listening to your words, like you reminded me of my uncle Robert. I got an uncle named Robert Moore. He just passed away. Like I think my uncle passed away. He been passed now finna be 4 years. But
Mhm.
it's things that he used to say to me that you came up and said, far as like, man, it's gonna be all right. You know, you got to go through some things to get through to some things. And I was once young before, and I didn't let my circumstances change who I am, and I'm only telling you this because I feel like you need to know this, and if I ain't like you, I wouldn't tell you. You just sounded so much like my uncle. You know what I mean? So I just listened to you, and and like I say, my favorite scripture out the Bible is a man will hear and increase learning. This Proverbs 1 verse 4. A man will hear and increase learning, but a man of understanding shall attain to wise counsel. You like my wise counsel, you know. I know you ain't gonna tell me nothing that's gonna hurt me because of the position you in. You know what I mean? And I had a point in my life where it was hard for me to listen to other people. Like, and you ain't really got no way out for me. What can you show me to get me from right here from where I'm at? That was the old me thinking.
Mhm.
But the new me thinking now was like, well, let me just listen to what they got to say because it's something in this word that they're telling me that I need to home in on and put work in on what they're saying. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's just how you came. And every day I seen you, you came, you had something more, something more. So I was just intrigued. I was working when you was talking to me. I stopped my whole task and just listen to you, like because I knew it was detrimental for my soul to listen to you at that point.
And what did you find out about yourself during that time, though? I mean, what was, when you got away, you kind of thought about the conversation, not just one conversation, but just kind of overall conversation that we've had, and just,
That I guess I'm stronger than what I think I am. I guess I people do see me. It's not like I'm just mute or I'm somebody to be worth seeing and talking to too. You know what I mean? Like I probably possess some of the skills that you got. It's
Mhm.
just I gotta work on them a little bit more, and I gotta live a little bit more, and I gotta go through life a little bit more, and maybe I run into a young buck that'll be like, "Well, hey, how I see you."
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah. And that's the thing too, right? It's always it's always things about yourself you really never realize until you meet someone that help bring those things to the surface of your awareness. And that was the thing because I can look from a distance, I can see you, and they always say, when you think people are not paying attention to you, people are paying attention to you. And so I could just look and just see how you was moving. I was looking and paying attention to how you were communicating. I was looking at your body language, and I was looking at how people were responding to you. And that for me was the big raise my level of interest is how people responded to you. And so that's where I was like, all right, let me really take more time and put more energy into him to kind of really get a feel to see what is it that you really want. And once you tell me that, now the question is, why aren't you getting what you want?
Right.
And so that's what kind of charged me to want to take it a step farther than that. And so now that, once we started having the communications and interactions and meeting and talking the way in which we did, you know, it was for me at that point to say, you know what, I I trust in him enough, and hopefully he trusts in me enough to know that I have his best interest. So, how do you feel about since we started interaction and we started going down this some path for opportunities? First of all, just share as far as what what you were doing and just how things have gotten to where they are now in your career.
There, I was iron working. I was just working at local union, 397 iron working. But I possess leadership skills, but it's like I don't. I want to. I'm gonna just tell it like this. I felt like they was afraid that how I moved that I probably outshadowed them. So it was a lot of opportunities that I was supposed to get that it wasn't getting brought to me. But again, that's where you can see farther down the road than me. So you was able to step to me and say, "Hey man, I see you out here, you running this thing out here," and you made me step back. Dang, I'm trying to running this thing out here like
Mike talking to the phone a little bit.
I say the
There
boss
it is.
man ran everything through me,
Yeah.
but I'm not a foreman. So why am I not a foreman? But you told me too, like that's green on the grass. I think that's how you said it. Yeah, that's green on the grass. You'll get that when you grow the grass and it'll turn green. That's what you told me. So I just stuck in there, and then I went to just watching you, and you was like, you ever thought about doing safety? And I said, nah, not really. He said, well, look around what you're doing right now. And at that time, that day, I was running 3 safety sites. So
Hmm.
I was like, well, dang, I am already doing safety. I can't do my job without doing safety. So
Correct. Correct.
I just linked into it. Like, well, what I need to do, Mister D? I think as you was picking my mind, I think I was picking your mind too. Like, well, let me see what he knows.
Yeah.
And when you just went to feeding off each other, and I'm asking you questions, and you asking me questions, and we just going back and forth till I could just see as I'm talking to you, it was a more delight of me talking to you as you talking to me. So we just jailed, man.
Yeah.
And I thank God for that. You know what I mean? Because like I say, you don't find too many older gentlemen that or young men too, when I say this, that can sit with an older man and a younger man can sit with an older man and y'all just jail off each other. I say something to you, and if I don't know it, you gonna answer. You say something to me, you don't know it, I can answer it, and it don't be like it's I know more than you or you know more than me. It's really like an inquisitive thing. Well, I'm gonna catch you up to speed to what you. That's how you do me. I'm gonna catch you up to speed to where I'm at. But if I'm missing something in the middle with your young mind, tell me,
I
and
mean,
then we're gonna be able to keep rolling this train down the railroad tracks. You know what I
correct.
mean? Instead of us meeting at a stalemate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Real.
Yeah. That is truly the thing though, man, because I recognize the energy that you have about where you are in your position right now. And I was wondering if we wouldn't have had the conversation and, I wouldn't have, you know, made a few phone calls, what would you be doing? I mean, how did you feel your life would have been 5 years from, oh, a year from now, 6 months from now, 5 years from now? What would you think that would have been like?
I probably still would have been trying to probably ain't no trying. I probably would have still been chasing and trying to figure out is this the right career move for me or am I in the right spot? Because getting up doing that, I was learning. Don't get me wrong, like I like to do welding. I
Hmm.
was catching on to it, but I used to have conversations with my wife and feel like, man, I was kind of behind on the gun a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I'm coming in seeing all these younger kids. Okay, I'm 35. They 20, 21, giving. They
Hmm.
made the right choices in life. They went to welding school. They took opportunities of what they was doing. But I'm seeing all these younger people behind me like they getting advanced. So
Hmm.
it kind of was messing with my mental, but I'm strong. You know what I mean? I'm very confident in myself. Like what God got for you is for you.
Hmm.
What God got for me is for me. If I got to take the longer route to get it, I'm gonna be able to enjoy it when I do get it. That I
Yes.
always think like that. I don't just knock it because you got it right now and I ain't got it. Thank God that one of us got it, and I know if I ain't got it, I can come and figure it out from you. I can come around you, and I'm
Hmm.
not a nasty person. I'm a lovable guy. I love everybody. I'll be able to come around, and you gonna show me how to get to where I need to get. Somebody will. If
Hmm.
God don't put it in my lap, like, hey, Mike, this is what you do right here. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? But I would have still been chasing. I would have still been trying to figure out is this what I need to be doing? You know what I mean?
Hmm. And how do
Because
you, and how do
because
you feel now? How do you feel about where you are now?
I feel like now, like I feel like I got a leg up. I do. I feel like I got a leg up, man.
You think you're going in the right direction?
Yes, sir. I do because now I feel like I'm ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
It's probably a little like paperwork and little things of that nature that I gotta learn, but I've used safe. I've been using safe to 8 years. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
safety ain't really. You just make sure everybody's safe. And coming from working in the field, uh, I feel like there's a lot of things behind the scene that I'll probably be able to bring to the senior safety men. Like, hey, well, you know this right here, this get used for this right, because a lot of safety men don't get in the field. They haven't been in the field. They just been on the outside, walking around, pointing, reading their books and things of that nature, taking classes. But
Hmm.
getting out there and scrapping up and getting in that hole and know that this pipe is right here for this and this and this for that and that,
Yep.
it kind of give you advantage.
Yep. And that's the other thing that I said to you, that the best safety person is a person who has been there, done that, because they know the ins and outs, they know the hazards, they know what to do, what not to do. Those are the people that make the best safety person. Not to say that a person like myself who that can't learn it, which I have, but it's still the advantage is always going to be with that person who has been in the field, who has experienced it. They know the hazards, they know the dangers, and they know how most, how importantly, how to communicate effectively with their coworkers to get their attention, to be able to get the response that you're
Right,
looking for to keep people from
right,
getting injured. Where I
right.
don't have that because I don't have the tools on me, the tools experience on me like you have.
Yes,
And so
sir.
there's still a language. There's a language that you all have with
Not,
the,
but really, not really. You know the language. You know the language that in the field that they got that you don't got when you working with a guy and you being a safety man, cussing.
Mhm. But that's a language though. That's the language because
Yeah,
I can curse.
yeah,
I can curse at that same person that you're cursing
yeah.
to, and they're gonna take it totally different from
Totally
me
different. It's
from what
true.
they
It's
take it to
true.
you.
It's true
So
because if
what I
I'm down there in the hole and I say, "Hey man, you need to put on your MF or harness,"
yeah.
they can be like, "Well, yeah, boy, we finna both get ran off this job. Let me put my harness
Exactly.
on." But if
Exactly.
you come up as a safety man and said, they gonna be like, "Well, why you cussing at me?" They gonna make it
Exactly.
seem like you just tripping, but really,
Exactly.
you
That's my
trying to
point.
save his life and send him to his family.
That's my point. So there is a different language in communication. Why? Because it's like me coming from the football field, right? And I've
Mm-hmm.
been banging heads and we've been in the trenches together and we go to practice together, we working out together, we eating together, we sleep in the same dormitory together. I can have that same communications of language and communicate with them a certain way that if somebody off the street come off who ain't never went through the trenches, who ain't never had that
Mm-hmm.
experience, and
Mm-hmm.
you can say the exact same thing, but it means something totally different.
Right. It's true. They gonna feel like you talking down on them.
Yeah.
Or they gonna feel like you hating on them,
Or
or
you
you
can't
got
relate.
something
You
that.
can't relate to them. So
Mm-hmm.
there's not that respect there because you haven't been through it the same thing that they have. So again, you have that authority over me. You have that power over me. You have that knowledge base over me. You have that respect over
Mm-hmm.
me. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes a great safety person is that once you get to that other side and now you're on the safety side, those same people that you've been in the trenches with, they know that you know it, so they can't put nothing over your head
Right.
because they know you know
Right.
what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what makes you a great safety person compared to me, or a more effective safety
Effective.
person
Yes, sir.
than me,
Because
than
I'm able to. person say they up there on top of the beam, I'm able to go up in a high reach and look and be like, hey man, where your beam scrap? Where your
There
molly
you go.
scrap? Where your this? Where your that?
There you go.
You need a bird. You need a. I understand what you're saying.
That's what I mean. That there's a communication and respect there that I would not have because I haven't been in the trenches like that with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They may respect me, but I can't say and talk to them the same way in which you do.
They'll probably see you and run.
I hope they
For
don't
real.
run.
For real. They'll probably see you like, oh man, hit this MF will come right here. God leave. For
So,
real. I'm serious. Cause I
and
done
that
seen it. I done seen it. I done seen it.
and that could be the case, but hopefully
But
hopefully they know I have the right intentions. That's the
because
main
Mr.
thing.
James, ain't that his name, Mr.
Yeah.
James?
Yeah.
They love Mr. James out there, but they had the young cat. Man, what his name, man? I forgot his name. Anyway, Mr. James know how to talk. Mr.
Yeah.
James, he can get his stuff off in a joke, and they gonna laugh and go do. But the young kid, he was like, "Hey, it's cold. Da da da. You gotta." So he got into it with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So eventually, they ran him off the site.
Yeah. I heard about that. I heard about that. So what are you most excited about right now? I mean, I know things are still fairly new. You're still trying to get your feet wet and trying to get grounded and get started in the profession. But just going through this whole process or whatever, what's most exciting to you about this, about going through what you've gone through to get to where you are in this change?
Learning for one, because it's something new to learn. I don't know it. So just to come and get some more knowledge in my head and learn something new, that's a good thing.
Hmm.
I got another career I can tell my nephew about. I can tell my nephew because I got my little brother, my baby brother has a son. He's always around me, so uh, I done taught him how to barbecue grill. Me and his dad taught him how to grill, the welding rods and things.
Hmm.
Well, so now I got the safety thing that I can bring to him. He gotta be a safety man. So what else? What
What
else?
about the income?
Oh, yeah, so that's important.
Awesome. Awesome. But yeah, I hope that you are excited. Honestly, I am. I hope that you feel as though I have been able to have an impact or help change the outcome for you, to motivate you and show you that there are people that are out there that really and
Mm-hmm.
truly care about you. And so I hope this process has kind of opened your eyes that, you know, there are people who are out there looking out for Michael. It's
Mm-hmm.
people out there who recognize the value in which he brings. There's people out there who recognize that, you may have had a bad stretch of life or whatever the case may be, that second chances are truly out there and available, and there are people who can help you navigate and help you get to where you want to, give you opportunities to be successful and to be able to advance your career. So I just hope that that's what this process has given you, is that sense of, man, it ain't, it's not just limited to certain people.
Man, you don't even know. Go look at your text messages and see how many times. Just count them, and I want you to text me after you do this and tell me how many times have I texted you and told you thank you.
I
Like
know.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man, because it do get hard out here. You know what I mean? And not hard on like piss poor beat down, but just the trust factor right here for people to feel like you can be better. Or if I
Mhm.
get him this year, is he going is he gonna dookie on it, or is he gonna let me down, or you know what I mean? Like, so people be less eager to see. You know what I mean? And like I just told Mr. Ben this morning, man, I'm just gonna show you I'm worth putting your money down on my dice game.
Mm.
I'm worth the bet. You know what I mean? And I thank you for that, man, just for giving me a little more confidence in myself. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Because I these 3 weeks not working, I've been kind of like down on myself a little bit. Like,
Mm.
dang, what's going on? But you've been right in my corner. You've been right in my corner, shooting shots and cussing and fussing and and everything else about me. So that just really showed me that. get out your head, man, and get your head in the game and get ready to show up and show out. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. And that's
For real.
that means a lot to me, right? And I think, that's to me, those are the blessings that God gives me. And that's, at the end of the day, I'm all about serving and doing his will to help people like yourself, you know,
Yes,
um,
sir.
who deserve, who paid the price and went through and did what they had to do, and now they've learned from those mistakes or what have you, and here you are, you getting the best version of Mike, and Mike is not gonna let nobody persuade him to go that route again
Right.
because he has more to live for. He got a family
Right.
to live for, kids to live for, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore he's gonna conduct himself accordingly. And
Right.
that's what I saw in you, and hopefully, I know it's reciprocal that you respect me in that same way. Um, but if there was someone in a similar place or gone through what you've gone through, what would you tell them? And how I would hope that you would say, "Hey, man, Mr. Darrell," and then I go talk to Mr. Darrell. I would hope
First,
that you,
you know what I tell them first thing first though, Mr. Dad, before I even mention your name. You know what I tell them? I
hmm
ask them first thing first, do you pray?
yeah,
Do you go to church? Do you got a home, a church home?
hmm
Would you come to church with me? That's the first thing I'm gonna ask them.
there
Could
you
you come
go,
to church with me? I want you to meet my pastor.
there you go,
Get him prayed for. Hey man, I got a man, Mr. Darrell. You need to talk to him. Telling him a mentor. You need to talk to him.
hmm
Hey man, let me tell you something about myself. And I just take it from there. You know what I mean? Because I done been young, Mr. Darrell, man, and I remember I had a phase in my life where nobody couldn't tell. I'm listening to you, but I ain't listening to you. Like it's
yeah,
coming one ear and it's going out the other. You know
hmm
what I mean? So,
yeah,
but that don't mean that the people didn't kept telling me something. It was this guy, man, named Ani Jr.
hmm
He tell me so much stuff, so much stuff, so much stuff, so much stuff. But he was out there in that world, and I used to take it as a grain of salt. Like, man, he always every time you see me, he always talking down on me, talking to me.
hmm
But my wife used to always tell me, man, you need to listen to that man, man. That man telling you something right. And you know I'm 35 today, and that was some years ago. Just the other day, I had to say, Asia, you was right. Cause my wife named Asia. I said, Asia, man, you know you was right by Ani Jr. Like
hmm
he was really trying to, tell me something that was good. Even though he was out there in the world or
Yep.
whatever, he was really trying to tell me something good. Even like to right now, man, I'm trying to learn how to be. I never had nobody teach me how to be no father. I never had nobody teach me how to be no husband. I
hmm
never had nobody show me nothing. So I'm still learning in life and growing in life, but it ain't like I'm not trying to be that.
Correct.
No, I want to be the best husband to my wife.
Yep.
I want to be the best father I can be to my daughters. 'Cause I got all girls. I don't need no knucklehead like me, the old me coming around and deterring my daughters, man. I need you to see that. Well, my daddy did do this, but my daddy do this right here. So I need to focus on what I need in life and have a man that's like my not kind of not like me, but
hmm
attributes and confidence and can guide you in life. You know what I mean? Not
hmm
with the knowledge that you already have, because I have a strong wife, man, and my daughter's strong too.
Yeah.
Feel like Mr. Dad, sometimes my wife's stronger than me, boy, because she'll tell you like it is. I'm talking about, boy, and you need to take it how it's coming or get lost.
Yeah.
So, and I need that in my life. You know what I mean? I really do.
It's that balance, right?
Yes, sir.
It's that balance, and a lot of times, especially with men, sometimes we equate what's being strong is, and that don't necessarily mean that that's strong. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And so having someone who has your back, but who's going to steer you in the right direction,
Mm-hmm.
who's going to hold you accountable, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
that's what you really need in your life. Men need in their lives is those type of women. And I don't like to put that label of being a strong woman.
Mm-hmm.
No, you just being a woman who has set the standards and not going
Right.
to deviate from those
Right.
standards. I don't care who you
Right.
are as a
Don't care
man.
who you is.
So that's to me, that's what makes a strong, person or person who has, who has your best interest in heart. So man, again, I want to say thank you, brother, because again, and just know this is only the beginning. I'm always going to be fighting for you
Yes, sir.
as long as you're fighting with me.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I want to bring to the table for you, that you always have a place. And now that you're in this circle,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna always be pushing. We always gonna be thriving. We always gonna be aiming high to go higher. This is just a this is just a stepping stone.
Yes, sir.
And so you just got to make up in your mind where you want to go, how far you want to go, and together we'll figure out how to get there. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
the most important thing. And the last thing I ask of you, like I'm going to ask of all of my mentees or people who come through my program, is that we always looking back to bring somebody else forward. And
Yes, sir.
so whenever there's an opportunity that you can have, and it don't necessarily have to be, that you got to give them something other than your time to bring people forward
Yes, sir.
and to inspire
What
them.
what
So
you told me, let me remember what you told me. Reach back, give back.
that's it, bro.
Yeah,
That
reach
that's
back, give back.
that's the only way this thing works, is that we have to do that, because we ain't traveled this road together. So we
Nope.
got to bring people behind us to continue that road or that path of building. And that's the only way we can do that. So, bruh, I want to thank you, because again, this is what DL Smith Ignites is about. It's about igniting people, helping people, and bringing people to the forefront that deserves to be to the forefront. You didn't just get here by mistake. You went through something, you overcame something, and now we're about to achieve and accomplish something together. And that's really and truly what this is all
Yes,
about.
sir.
So I'm here. You know how to get in contact with me. I'm
Blow that
just
phone up. Blow that phone up.
I'm just a phone call away. So I'm always in communications with Felipe, checking on him. Hey, where the things stand with my boy? And so
hmm
I'm fighting for you, and I
Hey,
want
and he was so sick of you calling. He called me cussing. I said, "Yeah, my boy, on your head right
to.
now."
Hey man, though, like I told him, I didn't come at fight for you just to put you on the sideline and not put you in the game.
Right,
That
right.
what?
Put me in,
You
coach.
gotta put hey, you gotta put your star player in, man. You can't hold goodness down, man. So
hmm
and that's why I say I ain't gonna put you out there just to leave you out there. And so
Yes, sir.
and
And
that's
I
that's
appreciate that,
oh
man.
yeah, and that's what it's all about. So hey man, I appreciate your time. I really appreciate you taking this opportunity.
Likewise,
I
likewise.
want people to see how organic this is. It's not something that was scripted. It's
Nope,
not something I had planned for you to say.
nope, nope.
I wanted them to hear it straight from you.
And I appreciate that too, man. Just man, y'all stick with my boy, man. He the truth. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He the truth.
That's what it's all about. Hey man, hey, have a good evening. We'll be
You
talking this
too.
week, and let's plan. I know you're gonna be at the solar site the rest of this week,
Yes, sir.
so I'm gonna make it a point to get out there. We can do lunch together, and we can chop it up, and
Yes, sir.
we can talk about next steps and what's the next goal, because this is just the beginning.
Just the beginning. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. I
All right,
love you
brother.
so much,
Appreciate
dog.
you,
You
man.
don't even know, man.
We'll be talking soon. Thank you, bro. Have a good
Yes,
night.
sir.
Amen.
You too.
Later.